have already run our project. So it was showing one message when we click on this button, correct? So now we will discuss how this button is working. Okay, that understanding is actually very much important for beginning level. Later when we develop different apps, then it will be very much easier for you, and our next discussions will be fast if we understand this one. Okay, so for now, see, this is the button, correct? Message button, and we are adding this setOnClickListener. So this is actually one function. Okay, so here we are writing something which shows one message. Okay, that is not an issue. Here instead of message we can write any other code also, but our thing is that we need to understand how this code gets executed. Okay, whatever the code you write here, this code gets executed when we click on this button. So how it is happening, we need to understand that thing. So to understand, I have created a project in IntelliJ IDEA here. So here I will write some code. So for you, you can take any Kotlin playground also to understand. So first we will see there is an interface that is called ClickListener. Okay, this is an interface. Let's consider, and inside this interface we have a method, this method. Okay, we have this function onClick method. Okay, now this interface is actually inside one class that is called view. So this interface is actually inside the view class. In Android also it is same. Here I am just creating a simple version. So this is the view class, whatever we have seen here in Android. Actually already we know that this button and everything is a view, and all these things are extending view class. So here actually let's consider this is the view class. Okay, and inside this view class we have this interface. So this is called here, see, the interface is inside this inside this view class, correct? Generally we make interface outside. I think you have not done any inner interface, but this is inner. Okay, it is like inner interface inside the view class. So here also I have mentioned everything, and see next. Okay, so now if we want to implement this interface by a class, let's say we have a class myClickListener, click CLICKLISTENER. Okay, now if we want to implement this interface, then how we will implement? First we will write the class name, then we will give dot. Okay, so like that we can implement the interface. If the view was, if it was outer interface, that means if it was like this, then this view is not required to write, but it is inner interface, that's why we require. Okay, so now see, some error is showing. This error is showing what? See, we have implemented this interface, correct? So whatever the function is here, we have to override it. That is must. Okay, that is must. We have to do it because this is the like rule for interface. If we implement any interface, then we must override the method whatever it is there. Okay, so my ClickListener is a class that is implementing this interface. Okay, now see, in interface there is a property. Okay, let's say we have a interface reference variable. That means let's say we have a reference variable. I will give it as ClickListener. I will name it as listener. Okay, listener, and this is a reference variable of this listener. So I can write it like this, C colon like this equal to, see here I will first write, then I will explain. See, first thing, whenever we create a variable, let's say we are creating one string variable. Okay, then we can write like this, correct? Let's say the name is XYZ. So this is a string. Okay, now here see, this is actually a string, so we can write one colon, then we can give the name. So it makes us clear that this is a string. Okay, similarly here I am doing, this is the interface name, and we are writing the type. Here we are writing type, correct? So this listener is a type of what? This type, onClickListener type. That means view.onClickListener type. So we are writing the type here, and see here we are creating object of this class, object of the class that is implementing this interface. And we know that, see, we know that a class that implements the interface. Okay, so this is a class that is implementing the interface. We can store the object. So this is the object of the class, correct? We can store this object in a interface variable. See, this is a interface variable. See, this listener is a variable. Okay, we know this is a variable of type what? Type is this listener. View, if you like delete view, then also you can understand. Okay, because this view word is make you may get some confusion. So I have deleted. See, this listener is an listener is a type of this listener. This listener variable is a type of this onClickListener. That means it is a variable of type onClickListener. Okay, and this variable can store object of the class that implements the interface. See, this is the object. Okay, this is the object of the class. What class? This class that implements this interface. So this is valid. Okay, first you have to remember this line, that we can see here a reference variable of an interface type can store an object of the class that implements the interface. Okay, see, if okay, one second. See, if our class, let's say our class, this is our class, correct? So if this class is not implementing the interface, let's say this class is not implementing the interface, then you will be not able to store like this. See, it is showing error. So the rule is that this class must implement the interface if we want to store this object. This is the object, correct, in this reference variable. So this is first thing. Next, okay, till this one we have done. Now we have a button class. Okay, we have a button class in Android. There is already a button class. So I will write this button class here. I will not paste it so that you can get understanding. Okay, so let's say this is our button class. Okay, and inside this button class we have a function that is called setOnClickListener. setOnClick listener. Okay, setOnClickListener. That means this function. See, this is button class. We are calling this function, correct? So I am writing this function actually here. So this is the function setOnClickListener, and there is a member variable of type this interface, the interface type reference variable. I can write it, copy it and paste it here like this. So here is a variable. Okay, there is some variable, and here we will write let init var. That means we will initialize the variable later. See, here we are not making any object, correct? We are not assigning to any object. Okay, we are not making any object here, we are not making any object like my class, my click listener, something we are not doing here. We will do it later. So that's why here we are using let init keyword. Okay, if we give let init, then you can assign it later. I think you already know this is Kotlin concept. This is not Android related, so I am not discussing this too much. So, and one more function is there, that is called perform click. Okay, there are two functions. So here, see, this function takes an object of this listener type. I mean, see here, I want to write this one. See, this is a function, correct? This setOnClickListener is a function, and this function takes an object of this listener type. See, if this function takes an string, then how do we write? If this function takes a string, we write like this, correct? So this function can take a string, correct? So similarly, this function here, this onClickListener function can take listener of this onClickListener type. I mean object of this onClickListener type. Object means what? See, this is an interface, correct? So this interface, we cannot create object of interface. You know it. We cannot create object of interface. We can create object of a class that implements the interface. That means here this listener will take an object of the class that will implement this interface. Okay, remember this function will take an object of the class that implements this interface. Remember, that means whatever the class, let's say this class, so this class is implementing this listener, correct? So this function can take that object of this class. So like so this one, and see here what we will do, this is our global variable, okay, this is our global variable. So we will assign and this variable which is coming from this function to this global variable, and we will do it like this. See, this keyword is there in Kotlin, and this one, see this listener, this one is representing this one, and this one is representing this one. So whatever the things will come here, we will assign this thing to this one, like that means here one object will come, correct? That object will assign to this variable through this this dot listener, this one, this code, okay. That means let's say we are passing an object of this one in this setOnClickListener. So object will come here, then this object will be assigned to this one using this line, okay. Now see here what we'll do, we'll take this listener and we can call one function onClick. See how this onClick is coming. See, this onClick is a function of this listener, correct? See, this onClickListener interface has this function, correct? So here this is the listener and we can call this function. I will explain a little bit more. See here what we are first I will delete it, okay. See, if I write here, then you will be able to understand. See, first what we will do, we will create a button object. We have created a button object, correct? Now this button object has a function that is called setOnClickListener. What is that function? This is the function we have created. See, this is the function we have created, correct? And here we can pass object of the class that implements this interface, and my click listener is implementing this interface, correct? So we can pass this object here, okay. Instead of listener you can give obj also, not an issue, we can give obj also, because this is an object of this class actually, and this is implementing this interface. So we are passing this object here, correct? So button.setOnClickListener, so this will come here, this object will come here, it will be this is the object, it will be assigned to this one means this variable. Now see, we have object of what? This my click listener class, correct? And you can see my click listener has this function, correct? onClick. So we can call this function from here. See, listener.onClick. That means this is the function what we are calling from here, okay. So now see, when we click the button, from outside in our code, see here one second just. So when we click this button, then what Android do? If we click on this button, then Android call one method of this button that is called performClick, this function. This will be called by Android system itself, okay, when we click on that button. So what happened in this function? What is there? See, in this function we have this object, correct? What is this object? This is the object of this class, and what we are calling? We are calling onClick function. So whatever is here in this code will be executed. So let's say we have this print statement, button clicked. So this button click will be printed. So let's execute this program for testing. So instead of our Android, just we are writing for demo purpose. So we are just calling, okay, instead of Android we are just calling, and you will be able to see button click, this is getting printed. So like this actually button click happens. How it is happening? I will explain again. See here, see in this button in this class, this print statement is there, correct? So this print statement is getting clicked, is called by this button perform click function. Say listeners.onClick, okay. So this onClick is actually this one, and that means this one actually. This is the interface, but we are implementing this interface, correct? So this is the function. Now see here what we are creating? We are creating button object like this, but in Android we get button object by this find view by id, okay. The next thing, see here we are calling this perform click, but in Android we don't call it, it is called by Android. Then the next thing, see here we have to pass this object, correct? Here we are passing this object, correct? So in Android what we do, we don't create an object like this. We don't have a class, we don't create a class extra like this. What we do, we do anonymous class, we create anonymous object. How can we create anonymous object? See, we can remove this line and we can create an anonymous object. That means an object that don't have any name. How can we do? See, we have to write like this, then give colon, then view, then the onClickListener interface name, then just give arrow like this, and here you can implement the function. See, here we write, so this is like, see, if you see this one, see, override onClick, so it is similar to actually this one, setOnClickListener. Exactly we will be not able to see because here we are creating anonymous object, and this thing we can write it like this also, because here this thing we can write it directly. So I will also tell you how we can do it. So this code, see, this code is similar to this one, okay, similar to this one. Exactly it will be not similar for now because there is some more concept, that's why you will be not able to see exactly this one, but internally here, see, it is here and this is here, these both are actually same thing. Or if you are getting confused, you can copy this and paste it here also. Here we have to give bracket, okay, and here I will delete it first. I will write it like this and I will implement the function. 1 second, see, we have made it, okay, we have made it. See, it is similar, exactly similar. So instead of this I mean this was actually like shortcut how we can write the code, but actual code is this one, okay. So here, see, onClickListener we have this something we are getting from this function, but here we have not got anything because for simplicity we are just creating this demo code, okay, this dummy code, but actual code is like this. So this, now if we click on this button, then this function will be executed. How it is getting executed, you can see from here. When we click on this button, then this perform click is called, and this perform click, inside this perform click we have this object. What is this object? This is the object of our class, okay. What is that class? This class, this is the class. Actually we are creating anonymous class here, but for now you can understand this is our class. So inside this class this function is getting called. So here inside this class this function is getting called, okay. So like this button click works. See here what we are doing, here we are creating one object of a class that is implementing this view onClickListener interface, view.onClickListener interface, okay. So again I am telling, see, here we are creating one object, okay, object, because this setOnClickListener needs one object of what? Object of a class that is implementing this interface. So this is an anonymous way of creating an object which is implementing this interface. So we have implemented this interface, correct. So in our class we have to override this method, that's why we are overriding, okay. Now in this method what we are doing, we are passing this object of the class that has this function, correct. So see here we are passing, correct, and we are setting this object will come here, it will come here, it will come here, and this that means here we have this object. So this is the object actually. So when we click on that button in Android, then Android system calls this function, and inside this function we have this object. This is the object. This object means what? This object means this object. So this object can call this method because it is his method only. So we have a object of a class. Inside this class we have this object, correct, this function, correct. So we can call this function. So from here we are calling actually. So when we click on that button, then this code gets executed whatever it is here, okay. Let's say we have written println. So this println will be executed. For now I am not writing. And now see, in Android you may see it a little bit different. See, here also setOnClickListener is there, here also setOnClickListener is there, but this expression and this expression is actually exactly same. Just you can do similar. See, I will tell you how can I do. See, I will write it actually. Obj is the object, then you have to give colon, then what is the interface? View onClickListener. Inside this view class we have this onClickListener. Now just override the method. See, on view. So see, now it is same as here. Okay, so the same thing will happen. Whenever we click, then this function will be called. Now here little bit difference. See, here in onClickListener we are not getting anything, but here we are getting the view. Okay, we are getting some PO, which is a type of view, but for simplicity we have not done here all this complexity. That's why it is little bit different, but the concept is actually same. Okay, so that's how actually button works. Okay, and this interface has only single method, that is onClick. So instead of this, in Kotlin we can convert it to like this. That's why you are earlier we have this one. Okay, actually this is and that shortcut both are same.